at Virtue Restaurant in Chicago's Hyde Park neighborhood, Michelle Obama and her closest confidants catch up.
I do my head toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Head toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
A support system Michelle calls her kitchen table.
And you too? Oh my gosh. Wow, it's the little one.
Well, let's head over to the table. You're going to have to introduce me to everybody.
Let's come on.
It's friends, family, food, and a whole lot of laughter.
Oh, this smells good. Sit down, little lady at the kitchen table. Hey, scooch in.
What is it about, doesn't matter where you are, especially when you're someone's home, you always gravitate toward the kitchen.
We all have these southern roots, so this notion of a kitchen table, because you couldn't sit in the living room, you know.
In these uncertain times, because I had to ask myself what keeps me steady and upright through hard times, and number one on my list is my community of girlfriends.
At the table today, Dr. Sharon Malone and journalist Michelle Norris.
My DC homegirls.
Sandy Matthews, a longtime Chicago friend and children's advocate.
Because we actually met at the hair salon when we were both pregnant.
I invited a friend who Michelle also knows, author and film producer Tanya Lewis Lee.
It was 2007. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and Tanya and 3 other girlfriends, 5 of us, they said, we're going to have a regular lunch.
And one of the main sources of Michelle's strength, her mom, Marion Robinson.
Marion Robinson, the littlest grandma on the planet. She's so small. All throughout my life, I have relied on a solid group of women. My mom being the head of that table that keep me grounded, that they remind me who I am, they make me laugh. At a place that is safe, where you can finally breathe, exhale, and oftentimes complain.
It all starts with a mom, because even way back, you would have a little kitchen table.
Oh, yes.
Folks would come over.
Right.
And you had it with your children. PB&J, wasn't that peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
That was her. The rest of us didn't have PB&J. She just refused to eat anything else for breakfast.
Okay, all right, don't tell Mom my secret.
This is gonna get good.
I know.
Good. So what do y'all talk about it? What do y'all talk about, Sandy? What do y'all when y'all get together?
I mean, everything from A to Z, honestly. Politics, husbands.
Husbands.
Yes, husbands. You know, I think ourselves, our lives, where we are, it's a great check-in for us all.
One of the things I love about you is that you love the connections that we all make. I've known Sharon for a long time, but I've gotten to know Sandy. You know, there are other people that I've gotten to know, and so it's almost like she's a conductor, and she's created this, and you revel that we're all together.
I think especially as Black women, we need a space to be seen and heard. I think, Robin, when we have our lunches, sometimes it's just about whether it's complaining or talking things out. Just being able to be heard is important.
Because, you know, sometimes there are things about your husband or your partner that you don't want to say to them.
Preach!
The kitchen table is, especially in the places where we reside, where a complaint about your husband could wind up on TMZ, right? A mild, you know, kind of, I'm not feeling X. Well, you need to get that out, and we were that, you know? I mean, these women were safe for me. You know, and I know both of you feel that as people who are high profile, where you can't just readily, don't you dare complain. You got a Black man with a job and he's doing X, Y, and Z, you know, and that happened to me on the campaign trail just by saying, well, he's not perfect.
He still doesn't make his bed any better than our 5-year-old. Can't quite get his socks in the dirty clothes.
He leaves his socks out. Well, you would have thought that I had, you know, I committed a crime, and I learned I couldn't speak like that.
What was so beautiful about you saying that, though, was it was like, oh, right, I'm not the only one in this circumstance. Exactly. You know, I appreciated your candor in that, you know, because my husband leaves his stuff all over the place, too.
Spike, no.
For Michelle, there's no better teacher than her mom when it comes to marital negotiation.
The great toilet paper debate of 1960 that almost, you had just gotten married.
Just gotten married. First argument.
About the toilet paper.
Which way to hang it?
Oh.
There's a way to hang toilet paper, and mine and his did not click.
Are you over or under?
I am now under, because when I grew up, I was over. But I decided I was not going to fight over toilet paper.
Pick the balance.
And I gave in, I picked a battle.
And it wasn't going to be the toilet paper.
You wanted your mama to write a book. She's like, no way. I love how she said, I don't want to tell people how to live. Don't you just tell them, I'm not telling them how to live. But you did share your maxims. So can you share a few of...
I always said that I was raising adults, not children. You don't want them to have to wait until they're grown to learn how to be grown. You want them to be practicing that all their life. Like, you go away to college, don't let that be the first time you do laundry.
But we also come from a generation of helicoptering, and I know we all talk about, we compare our kids like college visits. It's like, do you remember, it's like, my mother never did any college visits with me. I don't think you knew I took the SAT. It was one of those things, we were all kind of just like, you got into a school? Okay, well, how you gonna get there?
That was my thing. Your education was your responsibility. It wasn't mine. I told her, I already graduated. It's up to you to get an education and get a job.
Mrs. Robinson also shares another tip about parenting, which she says freed her.
I ask my kids to question me. And when they started questioning me, I started questioning myself. And I decided, they asked me these questions, I don't know all these answers. So I'm going to just let them know I don't know. And I love saying it. I don't know. And it gives me, it releases me from trying to be perfect. Because once you decide you don't have to know everything, then you can relax.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.